locked in.
Look at what we have here, folks.
To the only show that matters.
The cream of the crop.
Duke loves wrestling.
And there is no one that does it better than
your host.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
The Duke.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Welcome back to Duke Loves Wrestling. I am the Duke. I've been fighting the flu. I kind of kicked it out
Nobody
for the most
cares.
part, folks. But hold on, Boston.
Get on with the show, please.
I kind of kicked it out for the most part, but I'm still a little congested here. But, you know, because I'm dedicated to you, unlike other people in the room right now who want to hang out with Wale and Post Malone and be famous with their stupid boat shoes and no socks on.
Jealousy is a very bright color on you, my friend.
Well, that's my illustrious, no-good co-host, the Boston bad boy. I'm Mike Pelosi.
Don't you worry about a thing, okay? I have it all figured out.
Do you?
I was hanging with my famous friends. I don't need you anymore, and I never did. So I'm going to take the contract, I'm going to tear it up, and get out of my life.
I heard from Wale that you were very weird. That was the lowdown that Wale is a big wrestling fan.
I did not know that.
And he and I have a connection.
No,
because,
you don't.
You know, we're
no, you don't.
A lot of
you don't have any connection. You don't know Wale. You don't know Wale.
I know Wale very well.
No, you don't.
Okay. Love Hate Thing is one of my favorite songs. But I talked to Wale.
No, you didn't.
And I asked him specifically about you wearing the Sperry's with no socks. Okay. And he was disgusted.
First of all, I didn't wear Sperry's to see Wale.
Those were what you wore.
No.
You brought them into the secret location when you recorded your spot. I know that's what you wore because Wale told me it's what you wore. Okay. Don't try to play it differently here, pal.
Actually, the best part of that whole show was it was a long night. I was working basically as a run-a-show producer. Okay, that's what I was actually doing.
Oh, you want to tell
all my
how
famous friends.
Famous you are?
Right.
Huh? Yeah, you're a big producer now.
Big producer, big time.
Remember where you started, pal?
No.
Remember where you started.
Remember where you started. I made you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I made you. Don't you forget that.
Okay.
Anyway, so the night goes on. A lot of local acts. Crowds getting riled up, and head towards Post Malone. He's the big headliner.
Sure.
So about 20 minutes before he goes on stage, his tech people, he has some people of his own, come in and they set up, his backing track stuff and blah, blah, blah. They had 4 laptops. And they're sitting in front of me. I'm at like a little podium with all my stuff, keeping out everything, running the whole show basically. And they set up right in front of me. So they're closer than you and I are sitting right now. And they have their laptops, and I'm just watching how they're setting up. It's kind of interesting. And okay, so here comes Post Malone. Blah, 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 blah. The smoke, the lights. He goes on, starts doing a show. Show's going good. I'm keeping an eye on everything. His producer, whoever it was, one of his guys, young fella, is right in front. He's watching all the equipment. He takes out and lights the biggest joint I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this was not. It was just. It was professionally done.
Listen, that's illegal in that venue.
I don't know. It's private property. I think anything goes. And in Massachusetts.
Oh, it's legal in Massachusetts.
It's legal now. So whatever it was, this fellow decided this was the appropriate.
So you were getting high.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Standing about 3 feet behind this guy,
Contact
minding
time.
my own business.
Sure.
Sure. And what little breeze there was, sending it my way.
You got the giggles.
Well, I just say it was a nice little smooth ending to the night. And because it was about 99 degrees.
Yeah.
And, at 300% humidity. So anything to kind of ease the pain of that was quite welcome. And so whoever you are, Mr. Post Malone producer, well done, sir.
I want to know who that is, too, so I can report him to the proper authority.
What is wrong with you? You need to lighten up.
Nonsense.
You need to lighten up. I think you need more drugs in your life. Start with something easy like Tylenol.
Oh, yeah. Tylenol, yeah.
Move on. Move up. Just something that...
Somebody had backup dancers that you were impressed with. You were trying to steal moves from them.
No, well, but it was very... It's weird to be up close to backup dancers. Like when you see a concert, you're seeing it from a good distance. Sure. Or you see a music video, But to see people standing, 15 feet away from you who are really just going for it and professionally dancing, it's weird. It's actually kind of odd. It's very it's a very strange energy to be that close to it. But they were very fine. So I had no problem with any of that.
Wow.
Those ladies were looking good.
Oh, okay.
So,
they don't have anything to do with you, by the way.
No, but that doesn't matter.
Nothing.
I'm just running the show.
With your stupid Sperry's with no socks on. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm wearing my favorite socks today, okay? We're talking about the butter pecan with a little bit of rainbow sherbet And the blueberry swirl. Oh,
What
yeah, baby. That's right.
in tarnation are you talking about?
Talking about these awesome socks that I have on. I mean, look at that. That's just, look at that.
Did you dress? Did you dress in the dark?
What's that?
Did you dress in the
These are
dark
sharp.
this
What are you
morning?
talking about? Those are sharp.
I don't know.
You should learn how to wear socks like me.
They're high visibility, that's for sure.
They are high visibility.
What is wrong with you?
Everything.
They're socks. They're not a fruit. They're not ice cream. They're socks. They're like the most
They're a treat.
throwaway utility garment that exists.
They're a treat.
Socks are like the things you just use and then you throw away when they wear out.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, you have to wear them if you have to wear them.
Oh, okay.
They're comfortable. You know what? I have all one pair of sock. I buy all identical socks.
Really?
So that way, I never have to look around for a pair because they're all a pair. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all one sock.
What an exciting life you live.
Listen, if you're basing the excitement in your life on socks, you're the one with the problem, not me, my friend.
Well, I'm sharp. Please.
Yeah.
In this edition of the Duke Loves Wrestling podcast, we're going to go over the top stories in the world of professional wrestling, a.k.a. Run the Ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Conrad Thompson, the Alabama Dream. He's back. He's going to give us an update on Ric Flair and his health. You know, Flair's coming off that surgery he just had a couple of weeks ago, so definitely want to hear an update on that. Plus some other good stuff there. And the Boston Bad Boy is going to get straightened out. He's been gone, so, you know, I got to catch him up on what's really going
You've
down.
been gone.
So
You know where I'm at.
what's that?
You know where I am.
I don't know where
You've
you are.
been gone.
Listen, I'm here, buddy.
You acknowledge me.
Oh, is that what
When
it
you
is?
see me here, you
Is that-
acknowledge
is
me.
that what it
That's
is?
what you do. God, yeah, I've been here. Don't give me that whole baloney that I've been gone.
Whatever. Listen, we did a poll on the
Another idiotic poll.
well the Spurries with socks or no socks.
Yeah, and you got told how it was.
well,
as far as last time I checked,
people don't know what they're talking about.
last time I checked the poll,
People don't know what they're talking
I
about.
think it's the fourth poll in a row. In which you've
I
got
won the pineapple pizza poll.
No, you didn't.
I won the
No, you didn't.
pineapple pizza
No.
poll.
You know what? Can I just say this is late breaking news? There is evidence to suggest there was tampering with the ballot.
Oh boy.
And that there might have been ballot stuffing going on with the pineapple pizza poll. We're going to get more late breaking news on this.
Wow.
We'll get it to you as soon as we can.
Okay, and this is a pro wrestling show, folks, but we do talk about
You
everything
know,
else.
I wonder about that sometimes.
I
I
know,
do.
that's-
I often wonder.
Well, we got one more poll for this week here. You ready for this?
No.
And you better have the right answer, folks. Does the milk go before or after the cereal?
Oh, get the hell out! No,
It's
no,
a very
no.
simple question.
Stupid. No one has ever put the milk before the cereal. No one has ever done that.
What are you talking about?
No one.
Plenty of people do that.
Look at me. Look at me.
You-
I'm the captain now.
now, yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah.
No one has ever put milk in a bowl before cereal.
Me.
You're full of it. You're
I
full
do.
of. You're
You
just
know
trying
why?
to. You know what? You're being.
Nope.
You're just trying to be a pissant.
I'll
You're
tell
just
you-
trying to be a
I don't
contrarian.
know what a pissant is. I'll tell you what you do. You get the almond milk or the cashew
Almond milk. All right. First of all, that's not milk.
Well, it is.
So
It's
no,
milk.
that's not milk.
It's milk.
No, it's not.
You get the strawberry
Not according
syrup.
to the FDA.
Put the strawberry syrup in there, and then you mix it, and then you mix it, and then you mix it, and then you pour the cereal on top.
You know, for somebody
Mhm.
who is such an OCD maniacal dresser,
Yes.
and the way you keep your home,
Very organized.
it's insane. The fact that you would make such a disgusting concoction
Stop
and
that.
shove it down your gullet
Stop
is
it.
just something beyond.
Stop. It's delicious.
That's disgusting.
It's
to me.
delicious.
That's disgusting. You're disgusting.
Okay.
And this show is
Well,
over,
folks,
I think.
No, we've only just begun. So let us know, folks. The poll's going to go up tonight. Does the milk come before or after the cereal?
After the cereal.
Nah, definitely before.
No, it has never come before the cereal. So again, it's like a poll saying, do you prefer when the sky is green or when the sky is blue? The sky's blue.
Well, the sky could be green, too. So there you go.
I'm so done with you.
Yeah,
I'm
you
done.
messed up.
You
messed
need
up.
to leave again. I think you need to go.
Run the ropes. It's time to run the ropes. It's when I educate this knucklehead Boston bad boy on the top stories in the world of professional wrestling.
Yay.
Let's go. Keith Lee makes his debut.
Who?
That's right, folks. We're talking about the man that says, bask in my glory. Keith Lee, the guy's about, 6'3", 6'4", over 300 pounds, and he's known for doing these flippy moves and dives with his big self. And I keep telling everybody, I do not want to see a big man flipping and jumping and doing all this nonsense all over the place. So he had his debut in NXT, he won his match, which was great. The fans were a little hot about it. They like Keith Lee and what have you. But I'm telling you right now, Keith, and to other people who know who he is, let him know. You're in the big leagues now, pal. No more flippy moves. No more dives. Just wrestle.
Do you think you'll ever make it to the big league in anything? Like, ever? Do you think you'll ever make it to the
I am the big leagues. Did you like that, folks? Huh? I shut him down when I said that. I shut him down when I said that.
I'm just looking around my office to see if I can any beer or anything, just to level me
No
out.
alcoholic
dealing with
products.
you.
Mae Young Classic, Part 2. That's right, folks. The fantastic tournament, the Mae Young Classic, has returned. Last night we had the Parade of Champions. These are all the folks who are going to be in the Mae Young Classic this year, and some notable folks there. Madison Rayne, Sienna, who she threw her pinkies up and left them up there for a long time. And that was a shot at Charlotte Flair and her friend Becky Lynch, because they've been doing this little pinky thing. But Sienna's been holding up her pinky for years.
This is so stupid.
It's a problem.
I'm
just going to tell you right
the
now,
whole
it's a
thing
problem.
is so stupid.
Okay, Sienna's not going to sit here and take this crap from Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch. It's going to be a problem, okay? But the biggest deal in all of Mae Young Classic has got to be my girl, who's part of the Duke's Rasslin crew, MJ Jenkins. MJ Jenkins, I think she's going to win.
Really?
I think she's going to win the whole tournament. She's in
No,
the
you know
wrestling
why
crew?
I don't
Why?
think
Why?
so?
Why?
Because
Why?
you are backing her, and you're always wrong. So, unfortunately for her, if you're backing that horse, I can't.
Wait a second. I'm getting the message here.
Late breaking message.
Well, according to late-breaking news, MJ Jenkins lost first round at the Mae Young Classic.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well,
And there it is.
that's a problem.
Well, I think you might need to go dark and reassess and unplug and reset and find something new to do with your time other than pick wrestling favorites, because clearly you have no skill.
Well, MJ Jenkins, it's not my fault, but we still love you. I'm very upset about the fact that she lost that.
Well, you know what? Again, you know what you should do? Whatever your instinct is, do the exact opposite. Maybe
is
you'll
that-
have a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't be rude. Don't be rude.
It's what I do.
Paul Heyman deserves an Oscar.
Hmm.
That's right, folks. If you saw Monday Night Raw, Paul Heyman gave the interview of a lifetime. I mean, this guy was crying. He was very visibly upset. I mean, the emotion, just amazing stuff here, folks. Talking
Pouring it
about Brock Lesnar slapping him around and turning his back on him. That ungrateful Brock Lesnar, by the way. So, yes, Paul Heyman, he's the man. Give him an Emmy, give him an Oscar, give him everything.
I don't know if it counts for any of that.
What are you talking about?
I don't think you can have an Emmy award for something that's supposed to be real.
Okay, I don't get it. Stephanie McMahon congratulates Renee Young. That's right, folks. She sent out the tweet today. Stephanie McMahon is very excited. But why?
But why?
Because Renee Young is going to be the first female in WWE history to be a host of Monday Night Raw and commentary for the entire show.
Wow. It's taking
Can you
this
believe
long?
that? And we've been
I
talking
can't
about
bel- well, I
Renee
can't
Young
believe
for
this
years.
I can't believe this is they're finally letting this happen.
We predicted that she would eventually get there.
Well, here's the thing, and this is the scary part if you really think about it. First they're going to let women commentate. Then they're going to let women obviously are in the ring.
we go.
What's going to happen next? Women driving cars? Women voting? What's going to happen?
boy.
The WWE better be careful with letting a woman commentate. Who knows where this could lead? This company is so stupid, and you're stupid for being one of their biggest backers.
Stop it right now.
Unbelievable.
You're so rude. Hulk Hogan to make a big announcement the day before the Evolution pay-per-view. That's right, folks. Hulk Hogan in all of his glory, right? He couldn't leave it alone. He wants to make a big announcement that has to do with the NWO the day before the WWE's all-female pay-per-view. Because it has to be about Hogan, right? He needs to be the center of attention. He couldn't wait for that pay-per-view to happen. No, he wants to try to steal the thunder.
Here's the thing. Spoiler alert. It's not going to be him saying, I'm not a racist anymore. So other than that,
Wow.
I don't give a crap what that guy has to say. And I think that anyone who does is a moron.
Wow.
So there it is.
There it is. And the number one story in the world of professional wrestling is the real hero in the WWE.
Me.
You're not in the WWE.
How do you know?
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe I was making some moves when you were gone.
I don't think so. If you were, I'm going to shut it down real quick there, pal. Folks, we're not talking about John Cena. We're not talking about Hulk Hogan. We're talking about a real hero, a guy that does it no matter if the cameras are there or not, spends his free time giving back to the communities and children all over the nation, all over the world. We're talking about Titus O'Neil. This guy just gave away 15,000 backpacks for school kids. Just like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if the cameras are around.
Yep.
He does it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He does these things. He's all over the nation doing these things.
You know what? You really haven't made it in the charity world until the president calls you a dummy. So I don't know. I mean, has the president tweeted him that he's a moron?
Not yet.
Because, but that's when you know you've reached like the LeBron, the upper echelon.
So he's got to work. He's got to work up to that point.
You got to work up to that point, apparently. So that's the new. This is America.
Remember, he was suspended by Vince McMahon, though.
Why is that?
Because he touched Vince McMahon.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
He should have just killed him while he had the chance.
Well, stop that right now. What's wrong with you?
But think about the public service that would have been. Killed Vince McMahon, gave out backpacks.
Well,
it's a win-win.
Vince McMahon on the show before, and he came back. So think about that.
Yeah. Well, maybe the second time was a charm.
Shout out to Titus O'Neil, a man who doesn't need all the fanfare in order to take care of other folks. That's right. You've heard what I think. Now, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm a jerk? Maybe something in between? Head over to Facebook. Head over to Twitter. Type in Duke Loves Wrestling and let me know. You know, you're back, Boston Bad Boy, and you've been just a real treat this whole time so far.
Listen, I do my very best to make sure you enjoy the time you force me into.
Oh, well, just to make sure you're on your best behavior, because up next, the Alabama Dream, Conrad Thompson.
Somebody pick somebody fired up. This is Tommy Wildfire Rich coming to you live. You're listening to my man, Duke Loves Wrestling.
All right, folks, listen. You know the Duke always delivers the good stuff here, much to the chagrin of the Boston Bad Boy, because he thinks because he hangs out with Post Malone and Wale that he has famous friends.
Hey,
But are you friends with a dream?
Yeah.
Huh?
Are you?
Yes,
Are
I
you
am.
is the question.
I'm not only any dream. We're not talking about Dusty Rhodes got arrested sober. We're talking about the Alabama Dream, okay? The one, the only Conrad Thompson. So the number one thing on everybody's mind is, how is the nature boy Ric Flair? Conrad Thompson, let us know. How's Rick doing?
He's in Tampa enjoying the sun and the fun, and he'll be there through Sunday. So he's back to normal, man. He's naching again. He's loving life.
That's awesome. That's awesome because, you know, we were a little worried about him here. He had that surgery, and we know he had to go back in there, get things patched up. But it's great to hear that Rick is not only back on the mend, but he's back to naching again there. You know, now doesn't he have?
Absolutely, he's back at it.
Doesn't he have a movie project coming up soon?
Yeah, I think he's got a couple of those in the works, actually. You know, I don't know what's out there and what's not, so I probably don't need to talk too much about it. But, yeah, he's got a couple of fun little opportunities that have fallen in his lap, and now that he's back up and going again, he's excited to work on them.
It's interesting, Conrad, and you and I have talked about this extensively. When we think back to about 2.5, 3 years, that's about how long it's been now, when you first started off with doing the podcast with Rick, and then you went on to do your podcast with Bruce Prichard, and then, you know, Tony Schiavone. Now you're with Eric Bischoff. In addition, you reignite careers for these huge names that have, you know, disappeared for a period of time or what have you, and really have brought them back up into the public consciousness, so to speak. What do you attribute that to? How are you such a star maker, so to speak?
Well, I'm not a star maker at all. You know, what I am is a super fan, and I've been able to sort of figure out how to, as Paul Heyman would say, accentuate the positives, hide the negatives. And a lot of times, you know, guys like Tony Schiavone in particular, you know, he had been removed from the business for so long that a lot of people just assumed that he hated wrestling and wanted nothing to do with it, and he was very bitter and jaded. And in reality, that's not the case at all. You know, you just didn't know his personality. And this platform has given him an opportunity to really let people know the real him, and as a result, there's a lot of Schiavone fans today that maybe weren't so much just a few years ago. And so just allowing him the opportunity to sort of come back and be himself. And that's what Bruce Prichard needed too. You know, Bruce Prichard had been written about and talked about, but very few people actually listened to Bruce Prichard because he didn't really have the platform. And now everybody listens to Bruce. And I really think that's the difference, is you just give these guys an opportunity to showcase, you know, what got them to the positions they were in within the business. And then people are like, oh, okay, I'll check that out every Friday at noon.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because, for a good period of time, you doing something to wrestle with Bruce Prichard, that podcast there, you were calling Bruce a kiss ass and a suck up to Vince in the WWE, which I didn't appreciate because, Vince McMahon's a good friend of mine.
Oh, boy.
But Bruce always retorted with, well, it's not like I'm angling for a job. I'll never work there again. Yet there you guys were with something else to wrestle with on the WWE Network. So what is Bruce's excuse now, since he's already gone back and done business with the WWE since launching something to wrestle with you?
Well, I don't follow the question. What do you mean, what is the excuse? What excuse has he given?
Well, did he prove that he's been kissing the WWE's butt all this time, defending them when you've been hammering them on the show, or what?
Well, no, you're talking about WWE as if they were a different entity from him. Most of the time, whenever I'm hammering something, I'm hammering a specific decision that was made, and Bruce, for the large part, was a part of all those decisions. So, if I was to go back and really crap on a decision that you and your wife made 10 years ago, you would probably defend it a little bit, even if it wasn't necessarily originally your idea. It was the decision you and her went with, so you could defend it. And that is sort of the relationship, not exactly husband and wife, but certainly a team. And, whether it was a household or an inter-office team, there was a team concept there for so many years. So right or wrong, good, bad, or indifferent, I think it shows a good quality in Bruce that he's willing to defend his team.
Sure. And what's the deal? Are you going to have a season 2 on the WWE Network? Because, everyone's been clamoring about this. They enjoyed season 1. You guys were able to break a lot of third and fourth walls there with some of the stuff you spoke about. Will there be a season 2?
We're going to wait and see, man. They'd like to have us back, from what I understand, and I think we're just ironing out some of the different details. Obviously, I've got a lot going on right now, and now's not even the right time for me to be messing with it. So I need to get through Starcast. I've got a wedding coming up in October, and once I'm back from that, I'd love to figure something out. But I do have 6 weeks more of this craziness before I can take a deep breath.
Now, you brought it up, so we got to talk about it. What the heck is this Starcast stuff here? Because we keep hearing about Starcast. Everyone's going to be there. This one's going to be there. Tell us about this Starcast.
It's Disneyland for wrestling fans, man. I don't know what to tell you. It was a convention put together by a wrestling fan. That would be me. And it's everything I think anybody could ever want to do, whether it's wearing a Ric Flair robe and cutting a promo with Tony Schiavone and what looks like the old TBS set with an old-school microphone and a JCP jacket, or having dinner with Kevin Nash, or, there's so many silly things. You could have Earl Hebner raise your hand while you hold the actual belt that Stone Cold and The Rock held. You could call a match with Ian from Ring of Honor and record the audio. You could have Todd Sinclair raise your hand with CM Punk's old world title and have Bobby Cruz introduce you as the new Ring of Honor world champion. You can meet over 100 wrestlers. You can watch the NWO reunion. You can see Jim Johnston's creative process behind all the iconic themes we all grew up on. You can attend the All-In weigh-ins. You can sing karaoke with Marty Scurll. You can sing karaoke with Bruce Prichard and Jeff Jarrett. You can watch the roast of Bruce Prichard. There's so many fun, interactive, you're never going to get to do this again opportunities. You could even cut an old-school promo with Sean Mooney in front of what looks like the old heel locker room, or have Joel Gertner stand out in front of the ECW arena, or so it looks like, and cut a dirty limerick about you. And you've got real ring-use championships like the NWA World title, not a replica, the actual big gold. You can get your picture made with Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard and J.J. Dillon in front of what looks like the old TBS set, and you can hold the big gold, and those guys can hold the real, actual ring-use tag team titles. And you guys can cut a promo. It's your chance to be a horseman or have dinner and pick the brain of Kevin Sullivan, watch the Death of WCW panel, just on and on and on. It's the place to be. Chicago, Labor Day weekend, Starcast.com.
Now, Conrad, I have to ask, do you ever jump up with Bruce and do a little karaoke?
Man, I'm going to be working I'm glad everybody else is going to have fun, and that's what I'm working really hard at. But September 3rd cannot get here fast enough. There is so much pressure to make this thing bigger and more fun and more inclusive, and all the little details. And then, this is before anybody's even there, and before any signs are up or I mean, I haven't done anything yet. You know, this is all just the planning, and that weekend is going to be absolutely exhausting for me. So, no, I won't be singing. I'll be singing the blues until September 3rd, and then I'm going to take a deep breath and a 2-week nap.
Well, Bruce, make sure that Conrad gets on stage, please. I don't care what this man says. Conrad, how can folks grab tickets if they want to experience this amazing, amazing Starcast? How can they do that?
Go to Starcast.com, man, STARRCAST.com. You can pick up tickets for all these meet and greets and dinners and all that good stuff. But you can also join us on Fight. You don't actually have to make a trip to Chicago. If you go ahead and order before midnight on the 10th, you even get $20 off. You can get it for just $79, and you get a $20 credit for your Fight account, and All In is on Fight. So if you've got some other credits, you could actually get All In for free. All you got to do is go over to check out fight.tv/Starcast. That's FITE.tv, and there's 2 R's in Starcast.
Wow. And it's just amazing because you guys have been traveling all over the nation. I know you're going to be going outside the country to the UK, doing your live podcast events as well, which is pretty cool. You're coming back to Boston. Tell the world about the fact that you're coming back here.
Well, we're coming to Kowloon's, man, and you can actually grab a ticket just doing it old school. Call Kowloon's and let them know you want to see something to wrestle with Bruce Prichard. And I'm actually going to be coming back directly from out of the country into Boston from my honeymoon in order to do this show. How about that?
That sounds great. You know, we'll have to keep the Duke will buy a couple of Mai Tais, keep them on ice for you so you can just ease right into it.
Well, Conrad's a big beer guy. So, he and Bruce, they get like a bucket of beer. They have it underneath the table. And before they even finish one, they're already cracking open another one.
That's how you do
there.
it. You know.
I'm telling you. My bodyguard was very impressed by how many beers Conrad was able to knock down last time he was in town there,
Yeah, that's the goal. Is I try to get through a half rack during a show. And if I can knock out 12 in 2 hours, then I've done something right.
Yeah, I got to start doing that with this show.
Let's
do
it.
No, don't do that at all. Now, Conrad, I'm not going to have you on the show without bringing up something that is a constant theme when we talk. And I got to get a little serious here, folks, so you got to forgive me. I know Conrad, he's a podcast tag team champion in the world. But seriously, every time I talk to you, Thompson, I bring up the fact that Roman Reigns is a punk because he's my arch nemesis.
Here we go.
And here we are. I mean, you and I have been doing this for about, a little over 2 years now together. And he still is not getting over with the fans the way that the WWE prefer. Will you admit once and for all on the Duke Loves Wrestling podcast that this Roman Reigns thing is just not working out?
No, I think it might be the dumbest thing you've ever said, actually. This is hard to imagine, but I want you to really wrap your head around this, and I want you to sit down if you're not. Roman Reigns has made the WWE more money than Hulk Hogan and Steve Austin combined.
Wow. I like that factoid.
So you can say that it's not getting over, but I encourage you to throw it in your Google machine where the WWE stock is, and then I want you to reevaluate your stance because not everything's about boos and cheers. People don't vote with boos and cheers. If they did, then people would have voted Ric Flair off the island many, many years ago because he was a heel. And now things aren't as black and white. You can't call a heel a heel. Now it's just people you like and people you don't like. And that's okay. But in the end, people vote with their wallet. And the WWE is worth a multiple of what they were during the Attitude Era, a multiple of what they were during the Hogan Era. And if you want to get really particular, you could say that with Roman on top, the WWE is worth more than when Hogan was there and when Austin was there combined.
I think he fainted. He's standing up from the floor, Conrad.
I
Hang
never
on. He's
like when
get
Conrad
together.
disagrees with me because it just shows that he's a flawed man.
No.
That's unfortunate. But the greatest thing that you're going to do in your life is you're going to marry your sweetheart there. Tell us about this wedding coming up, Conrad. Come on. I know you got the butterflies in your stomach, brother. You're about to cross over and become a legendary Flair. Tell us about this.
No, I think you got it backwards. She's going to become a legendary Thompson.
Oh, I like that. Coming in hot.
What's the date of the wedding, brother?
I'm not moving to her house. She's moving to mine. I'm not taking her name. She's taking mine.
Oh.
To be the man, you got to beat the man. Well, I beat him.
Whoa,
that's it.
I love it.
This is awesome. What's the wedding date there, Conrad?
None.
You hear that, folks? He doesn't want you Boston bad boy. He doesn't want you doing a wedding crashers.
Why would I ever?
taking the
That's
mic.
something stupid you would do.
No,
I would
you're gonna
never
try
do
to be
that.
like Michael PSAs and try to sing Freebird while, after a couple of whiskeys. He's not going to allow you to do that there. But Conrad is getting married very soon, folks. So this has just been a hell of a year for you there, pal.
Yeah, it has, man. It's been a crazy year. This whole Starcast thing came about in January as an idea, and I got engaged in January. And it's kind of fun because when I go back and I look, we just had our 2-year anniversary, and literally the day the very first Something to Wrestle With loaded is our anniversary. So all of my changes in life like this seem to happen in similar times. So, this giant convention is in September. I'm getting married in October. It's just weird, the parallels between my wrestling fandom and foray into, I guess, becoming a wrestling entrepreneur, if that makes sense, and my relationship have sort of intertwined.
Well, listen, man, I just want to say we're very happy for you and the entire family. Wish you nothing but success. I mean, you got the podcast, you got the Starcast coming up, the wedding, you're coming back to Boston, you're going to the UK. Conrad Thompson, Jesus, pretty soon we're going to have to take a number, get in line here, pal. So let us know. How can folks reach out to you there if they want to chat you up or send some messages for the show, what have you?
Well, yeah, you can check us out on Fridays at noon, somethingtowrestle.com. On Mondays, I've got 83weeks.com with Eric Bischoff. On Wednesdays, we've got What Happened When with Tony Schiavone at whwmonday.com. And you can catch me on Twitter. Hey, it's Conrad. I'm very active there, usually more active than I have been the last week or two, but I'll get caught up. And I'd love to help you save some money, too. You can go to hidefromrent.com or brandnewhouse.com, and we'd be proud to be able to get you out of an apartment and into a brand-new house. You can do it with no money down, roughly the same monthly payment you've been using. So check it out, brandnewhouse.com or hidefromrent.com.
His name is Conrad Thompson. He is the Alabama Dream. Thank you once again for joining us, brother.
Hey, man, thanks for having me, dude.
Hey, this is the Duke of Dorchester, the one, the only, the man of the hour. Yeah, can you handle that, baby? I want to tell you this. You've been listening to Duke Loves Wrestling.
All right, Duke, I've got a surprise for you.
Oh, because
you like to bust my chops that I
had
wasn't
the Alabama
here.
Dreams. Now you want to
That's
have
right.
a surprise.
And I'm going to one it up. I'm going to one up it.
Who is it, Wale?
I'm going to bring to you. You don't deserve Wale. I'm going to bring to you.
Post Malone?
You definitely don't deserve Post Malone.
Oh.
The future champion of GamerSlam 2018, Mr. Babam. Babam, welcome back to the Duke Loves Wrestling podcast. It's so nice for you to be here.
What's up, guys? How's it going, boss?
It's going very well.
Why are you here,
Better
Babam?
now that you're here because finally I have
What do you
another.
mean, why am I here?
I have another person who understands my view of dealing with the Duke. So this is good. You know,
This is a joke.
What does that mean? Why did Duke ask that? Why am I there? You didn't tell him about me taking over the show?
Well, you know what? I was going to ease him into it. He gets spooked easily. I didn't want to have him go running out of here crying.
You should learn how to play video games before you start talking about taking
here
over
we
anything
go.
there, Babam.
Here we go.
Boy,
Huh?
here we
You
go.
should learn.
we go.
I've been watching your feed there and watching you lose a lot there, big time. You should learn how to
Lose?
play
What are you
video
talking
games. Huh?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even have a clue. What are you trying to say, sir?
Well, no, I'm not trying to say anything. What I'm telling you right now, pal, is that we've been watching you lose a lot on that feed of yours. 4 hours of you losing every day is just it's like music to my eyes.
It's funny because for Duke, he loses at least 8 hours a day every day. So he knows what it's like. So maybe he's trying to.
He was boring me so much I was starting to yawn. I don't.
Wow.
But Bom, how are the
no
feeds
idea.
going? How is the new Facebook integration going? Tell us about it.
It's going really well, actually. Honestly, it's crazy. I'll be at PAX West on the main stage on Friday. Saturday, I'll be playing a co-op with Jason Mewes.
Wow.
And Sunday, I'll be testing an Oculus program with Freya Fox. It'll be a lot of fun.
That's cool.
So I'll be there.
Name drop.
Yeah, you know why? Because he has actual friends and success.
he doesn't have
so he can name drop. You just make stuff up.
No, he doesn't have it.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's all that. And, I don't know. I have no idea of what else is going on. Oh, we got the Retro World Expo where we're the headliners. We'll be playing with Pat the NES Punk. And I think Norm the Gaming Historian might be there. And then the whole entire X-Bit crew. Even Ricky from One Coin is flying in from Australia. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. Wow.
So a lot of video game stuff going on, but as usual, I don't even have to prepare for what is it next week, week after? I don't even know what
Yeah, I
day
think
it
it's
is.
next week.
It's a week from Saturday. Don't act like you don't know. This is the biggest moment of your life. You've been crying.
Yeah.
I got the inside scoop
the
on what's been
biggest
going on.
inconvenience of my life that I have to continue to defend a title
Listen,
against you.
There's nothing to defend. First of all, it's not your title, so keep your grubby hands off of it. Okay,
Well,
I'm going to be crowned the
it is
very
my title
first
'cause it's around my belt. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
X-Bit World Heavyweight Champion, because that's who I am.
Yeah. No, you're not. I am.
Well,
I am currently the X-Bit Gaming Facebook champion.
Okay. So there. Now you've got it straight, Duke.
I've been practicing at Replayed. My friends
Practicing
over there
what?
Replayed in Austin. I'm ready for you. I just want you to know this.
I
Boston Bad Boy.
saw you were over there.
All right, so here's my question, because I haven't
screwed up the name of the event, but yeah, what were you saying?
Exactly. No, I was going to say because I don't pay attention to Duke. Fill me in here. Now, do we know what games we're going into for GamerSlam?
Whatever game we play, I'm going to win.
Well, I mean, do you have
I know what games we're going into?
Yeah,
I've got the game list.
So you have a list, but are you keeping it secret for the Duke?
No, I can. Would everybody like to know
I
what
think
the
that if
list
we
is?
just
I mean,
get it,
I don't have to keep it secret.
Tell the world the games that you're going to lose.
We'll throw a couple out there.
Tell the world the games you're going to lose in, Babam. Go ahead. Tell them.
Okay. Well, it's going to be as pay-per-views run a little late. It's going to be probably about a 2-hour ordeal.
Okay.
We're gonna start off with Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube.
All righty.
I'm going to kill him.
Then we're going to move to the Nintendo Championship Kart, which was the same exact competition kart that they had back in 1990 for the Nintendo Championship.
Ah, I like that.
The NBA Jam Tournament Edition on Sega CD.
Doesn't have a
Probably a
chance.
good one.
Doesn't have a chance.
Mortal Kombat 2 for the Super Nintendo.
I already won that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Duke, let him
Crazy
finish.
Taxi on the Dreamcast.
Doesn't have a shot.
I don't think I've ever played that
I guess
one.
I don't.
It's a pretty good game. I'm very good at
WrestleMania,
it.
the arcade game for PlayStation 1.
Count it now. I've already won.
Okay, and Puzzle Fighter, it's a direct arcade port, and it'll be on the double arcade stick via Pandora's Box 5S.
An arcade stick.
That's what we got
Puzzle
going
Fighter.
on.
Now, here's my question, Babam. Is there any way Duke, in his nefarious nature, could do something like the Donkey Kong guy and try and juice the numbers when you're not looking? Is there
I'm
any?
already
Is everything
juiced.
safe? Is everything
I'm already juiced.
Is
pal.
everything locked in where he can't mess with anything?
I'm already juiced.
What were you saying?
I'm already juiced.
You're juiced?
I am the juice.
Is there anything?
The juice is
I
on
don't
the
know,
loose.
I'm so confused. Here's the thing. Every single time I come on the show, and it's not your fault, Boston.
Yeah.
Every single time I come on this show, Duke's got he's got something like I spend the whole entire week watching and writing down wrestling facts and knowledge, and then we go on and we talk about how I'm going to lose a video game. And every time he loses,
Yeah.
and I sit here with all my knowledge trying to relate to his audience, which is something he's never done before.
That's right. So here's the
And
thing,
here we are
Babam.
sitting.
He knows he's going to lose to you in video games. He can't face the fact he'll lose to you in wrestling knowledge. Thirdly, don't worry about the audience because there really isn't one. So if we want, let's shift
Fair
gears here. Let's shift gears a little bit, Babam. What would you like to talk about in the wrestling world?
we're
Please
not
make
gonna
it
do
something that Duke doesn't
We're
want to
not
hear.
gonna- we're not
No,
gonna do that.
stop. Let him talk. Go ahead, Babam. You have the floor.
I would love to talk about All In. You guys excited about that?
Well,
I don't want to talk about WWE.
Duke went running out of the room. I'm excited, but he can't face it because he knows.
Where did Duke literally left the room?
No, he's back now. He went to leave the room,
okay.
and I locked the door on him.
Unmute don't mute my mic again. Okay, I'm telling you right now. This is my show. Don't do that. All right.
So
Don't do
answer.
that.
Are you excited about All In? Answer him.
No, I'm not excited. What are you talking about?
Why not?
What?
Why is that?
Because Cody Rhodes is nothing but a snot-nosed, ungrateful punk. He kicked and screamed to get out of his WWE contract, and ever since he's done that, all he's done is use the WWE to promote himself. Okay, he's ungrateful. He's lucky that he's allowed to use his name there. Okay,
Hey, he's walked out of the company and become more successful than he would have ever been staying there.
He has a point.
Well, off of the company. That's
Not
no
off
one
of the
would give
company,
him-
off of
no
his
one
promotion.
would care about Cody Rhodes if it wasn't for the WWE. Don't you ever forget that. Okay, Vince McMahon
I
made him. Okay,
disagree with that slightly. I mean, Cody Rhodes' father is one step into that direction, but he's just as strong of a promoter as his dad. It's clear. He's putting together dream matches that people want to see.
You should probably put on a new set of glasses if you think that he's a good promoter, because he's not. This is a fad. It's going to disappear just as soon as it started. Okay, I told you that. I
See
told
this,
you that.
Babam? You prepare all week. You come in here with some solid facts, and he just wants to dismantle you and disregard
that's
it.
okay.
What else you got?
Do you think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to keep the tag titles?
No, the New Day rocks. Come on, we know the new Kofi Kingston.
Wow.
Shout out to my buddy from Cambridge, Massachusetts, good friend of mine.
No,
Shout
he's not
out
a friend
to
of
Kofi.
yours.
Well, he is a good friend of mine.
Not a friend of yours, yeah.
Kofi.
We both confirmed that he is not a friend of yours.
I like Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, I looked it up on the internet, and it must be true. No, I just think it's funny. I come on here and I never get to talk wrestling because it's a wrestling show.
We want you to
so
talk
I was just
about
really
wrestling.
excited.
We just want to put you on the show so everyone can hear what a
First
loser
of all, he
sounds
says
like.
Hold on, time out. You want to put me on the show now, dude?
To hear what a loser sounds like.
Doesn't he always yell at me when I bring you on, and now he's putting you on the show? How does that work,
I
Bob?
allowed this to happen because I want the
guy,
world to hear this.
He is the ultimate in putting himself over. He has to put himself over.
And the irony is, even when he puts himself over, it's really not that far over. You know what I mean? He can't even do it for himself.
He's like, I did this to suffer.
Whatever.
But I did it.
All right, that's enough of this crap. But Bob, tell everybody where they can watch me destroy you for 2 straight solid hours, and then hoist the world
X-Bit
championship.
Gaming. Okay, you done talking?
Go ahead, Babam.
Okay, thank you. X-Bit Gaming on Facebook. You can go there, subscribe. We actually just this past week hit 127,000.
Wow!
Climbing the ladder.
I don't.
127,000 subs.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I did that for you because everyone wants to watch what I have to say when I jump in there and point out all the things you do wrong when you play video games.
Now, Babam, I have a very important question. I'm planning on joining you guys just to be an observer in the Gamer Slam. Will there be a way to pipe my commentary in so that I can help you make fun of Duke while he loses?
Well, Boston Bad Boy, I would absolutely prefer you to sit side by side and be the commentator on one of the match, the guest commentators during the whole entire match. So there is
I don't approve of that.
Awesome.
I don't want the Boston Bad Boy.
What do you mean you don't approve of that?
I don't want the Boston Bad Boy in any kind of commentary.
I am fair and balanced, my friend.
I got
fair
a nice
and
guy
balanced.
by the name of Viper. He's going to do commentary. He's like the Joey Styles of gaming.
Is this like an imaginary friend you
No,
have?
it's a good buddy of mine. His name is the Viper. He's going to be He's going to be the guy that's going to take care of it for me. And that's going to be the end of that. We only need one commentator, okay?
Yeah, we'll see about that.
All right. Well, that sounds weird. Yeah.
Is there any other wrestling news you'd like to yell at the Duke about? Please, this is your forum.
No, I just wanted to give him a little bit of a poop, just because I never get a chance to talk wrestling, and I'm just waiting to get into some kind of a debate.
Well, here's the thing.
And then nothing happens.
When you and I go on to have our own show, Babam, then you'll have a perfect forum. We do anything you want to talk about because it'll be a much more relaxed and enjoyable situation than doing this show with the Duke.
Well, and just so everybody understands,
the X-Bit Wrestling program sounds like a lot of fun.
Doesn't that roll off the tongue? X-Bit Wrestling? I'm just saying.
Not really. I guess we got to workshop that name, but yeah.
When I become the X-Bit Gaming World Champion, by the way, folks, one coin, you're not allowed around. Ashley, you're not allowed around. None of you punks are allowed around, okay? Maybe Aaron can come, but if you want to interview with the champ, you're going to have to take a number, and I'm just letting you know Ashley and one coin are both banned. That's it. I'm done.
He's a delicate genius, isn't he? He just has to. Everything has to be just his way, or else it's all stacked against him.
That's right. That's right.
Delicate is definitely a word I would use.
Yeah, genius. You're right. That might have been an overstep. Babam, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for talking some wrestling today. It was just so you know, this is really the first wrestling we've talked all night. So,
don't come
in spite of the Duke's best efforts. Yeah. So thank you for joining us. We're excited about Gamer Slam. I'll be there, fair and balanced reporting. Duke will be there getting himself creamed, and it'll be fun.
As usual.
Thank you, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much for having me on, and bye. Bye, Boston Bad Boy and Duke. There you are. Yep, again. Bye.
You know, when I thought about how this episode was going to go, I would have never imagined that it would just continue to go downhill the way that it has.
Hey, you know what? Okay. When someone like you is starting at the bottom of the barrel, there's no place to go but down.
No, I mean, listen, you bringing Obama on this show is never acceptable, just so you know, just so we're clear on that. And my good friend, Conrad Thompson, I don't appreciate him disagreeing with me on stuff. That's never good. So,
well, he never agrees with you on anything. I've never heard him agree with you on one item.
But he's a friend of mine. And by the way, just so you folks know, Conrad admitted on air that he's a friend of mine, and the Boston Bad Boy conveniently muted him when he said
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay?
I don't
He muted it.
what you're talking
So we don't have it for the record, but I'm going to have Conrad come back at some point in the future, and he can tell you all how he and I are good friends.
How pathetic is it? You're going to call this guy,
No.
make him take time out of his busy day to come on and, on the record,
I will
say that he's your
interrupt
friend.
his wedding so he can tell the world that he's a friend of
Do you
mine.
have your mom, like, leave voicemails, just say, hey, honey, I'm still your mom. Everything's still good, like, just so you feel like it's official,
Doesn't
it's on the
everybody?
record?
Doesn't everybody?
Leave that poor woman alone.
I'm an
Leave
on
that
the
poor
record
woman
kind of
alone.
guy.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm going to go on the record and say this just once again, folks. Once again, okay? Titus O'Neil.
Oh, boy.
This guy, he is giving everything to the world. And the WWE doesn't prop him up like they do John Cena. It's really just a disappointment.
Well, the WWE always disappoints. They always do the wrong thing.
Well, you know, and
let's give
Vince
airtime
McMahon-
to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And let's not talk about this guy giving backpacks and lots of money and doing the right thing.
Well, it's interesting because it reminds me of the LeBron James thing that's going on right now.
Jesus.
Where here you have a guy who donates over $2 million plus plenty of services. So it's going to be more than $2 million to a school.
Right.
For underprivileged kids.
Yep.
These are the quote-unquote undesirables, mind you, right? Anybody who understands how school systems work and funding and things
And, you
of that
know, not
nature.
a lot of people do.
No, they don't.
just assume schools exist.
Yeah, they think they exist. They
They-
don't understand
no.
how things work,
No,
right?
no.
You're talking about kids who maybe their standardized test scores aren't what the schools would prefer, which affects who has a job and who doesn't, right?
And how much funding the school gets,
If your
and
school,
how much staff they have, and all
right?
that. Yeah.
If your school, if your district is underperforming, then maybe it's time to get a new principal.
Right.
Or a new superintendent.
Yeah.
So you need your test scores to be at a certain point. You need your attrition rate to be at a certain point, right? So when you have kids who have issues outside of school, or maybe they have learning disabilities, or maybe that the teachers just aren't reaching them.
Yeah.
That affects your bottom line.
Sure. So
what do they want to do? They want to segregate them.
Yeah.
Let's get them all and put them somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, LeBron James comes along and says, "Hey, here's $2 million. Let's help these kids." We don't just educate them. Let's give them services.
Right. Let's support the whole journey,
top to bottom, including
Well,
their parents.
Yeah.
If the parents need to get a GED, let's help them do that.
Right.
They need a job. Let's help them get a job.
Because now what you're doing is fixing the system
fixing
that's broke.
the system.
And the problem is, and this is the reason why moron sitting in the Oval Office tweeted what he did. You can't fix the system.
I know.
Too many people are making too much money off of a broken system. Kids be damned. And so when LeBron, listen, LeBron has one of the most unlikable personalities in professional sports. Okay, whatever.
Because he's better than everybody, sure.
Well, whatever. He's smug, but you know what? Most professional athletes are. It's just the world they live in. And he's smug, and he's a young guy, and he's just one of those. He wears the shorts. It's just like, oh, God, you're such a doofus. However, money talks. In the end, money talks. I don't have to like the guy to say, boy, that's a pretty cool thing that's happening.
Oh, yeah, it's a cool thing.
And if he's, you know, it's like you got a reaction, right? I mean, you got a reaction from the President of the United States. Not the reaction you'd hope to get, I suppose. But the fact that whatever you're doing is the exact opposite of what they want to do must be the right thing to do.
Yeah, right.
And so go for it. Go for it.
He's going all the way.
And yeah, exactly right.
He's going all the way.
I mean, look what Bill Gates gave away, and his plans to continue to give away all the money. You know what I mean? And because they understand the system, it's a systemic problem. It's not kids are poor. It's not that kid has a bad attitude. It's not that kid's parents are moron. It's systemic. It's economic.
Yes.
It's racial.
And if you're serious about fixing it,
right, you have to hit the whole thing.
Top to bottom services. That's the way it works.
Right, because you can't just say, okay, I'm going to give the kids free lunches. Because if they don't have breakfast and dinner, you know what I mean? It's really not going to fix the problem.
Exactly.
So you need to, if you have the ability, and he certainly has the cash, to be a systemic fix and plant a seed and perhaps build a model.
Yes, and that's it.
That could spread.
It's a model. But here's the thing. You got so many people criticizing, well, the taxpayers are still going to have to pay most of the money. Well, it's a public school.
Right. So we pay
it's
anyway.
It's your duty to pay for a damn public school.
If he says, here's a public school, and I'm going to augment it with some cash and a structure, I'm going to bring in a whole new view of this because I have people interested in doing this thing that we're thinking about, why would you say no to that?
Exactly. And here's the other part. It's not going to cost a penny more.
Right.
The budget doesn't increase for the district. Right?
Right.
He just infused $2 million. So
That's
he's
right.
actually saving you. He's doing your job for you.
Exactly right.
He's providing something that you did not provide, what you're really responsible for providing.
Right.
To help these kids.
Yep.
And you're going to criticize.
Well, of course you're going to criticize. You know why? Because this is America, and he's a successful black man.
And you can't have that.
Can't have that. Can't have that guy rewriting the system.
Hello.
Can't have him rewriting the system. What are you going to say next? That minor drug offenses shouldn't have 12-year jail sentences? We can't have that.
Can't have that.
We're making a lot of money off private prisons.
Come on.
Literally, these dominoes start to fall, people get scared.
And that's
certain
where we're
people
at.
get scared.
So when we circle back to Titus O'Neil, a guy who literally every single weekend he's out there doing something related to helping others, yet he's just now getting some recognition by the WWE because you can't deny him anymore.
Right.
He's getting, like, everybody else has given him keys to the city and all this other good stuff because it's like, damn, this guy is helping people.
Well, the thing is, some people are real.
Yeah.
Some people are like, I saw that interview with our good friend Don Lemon, who makes me laugh. But, he interviewed LeBron. And it's so funny watching them walk next to each other. It's just like,
LeBron is
Abbott and Costello.
Big man, yeah.
And, but it seemed that LeBron really was generally, it wasn't like he's like, I'm writing a check and see you later.
Sure.
He was interested in the whole thing. And he was also interested in, and this is, I think, really what got everybody, he was interested in the FU that it meant. And I love that. I really, like, if you can add, like, hey, listen, I'm going to do this, and by the way, I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do, and also, come at me.
Yeah. What are you going to say about it?
What are you going to say about it?
Yeah.
So, I think it's a genuine thing. I don't know much about his upbringing, but I don't think it was particularly great for
you
LeBron.
talking about LeBron?
Yeah.
No, he single-parent household.
Yeah.
They struggled
Yeah,
at
they
times.
struggled,
and what
right.
have
So
you, sure.
someone who's
all
lived
the
through
things
that.
he did not have,
Yeah.
he's trying to provide others because he understands what could happen to most people.
Right.
He's a lucky one. He's fortunate.
Right.
He was born with these gifts, and he took advantage of them and used them.
Right. But not everybody has that. Look at what are your mathematical statistics to be able to pull out even if you are great.
You have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than making it to the NBA.
That's right.
I mean, let's be honest here.
And that's the thing with people giving back and using these platforms.
Yeah.
Because now platform means so much more than it did even 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You're everywhere. You're LeBron James. People in China know who you are.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like instantly. And when if he's sitting in the bathroom and he tweets something out, 12 billion people know about it
instantly.
So use that power for good. And interestingly enough, who else? The other very famous athlete who was called out in that tweet decided to give a very middling response.
Yeah.
And I know there was some blowback about that. And I actually talked to a bunch of people I know. And oddly enough, they sided with Jordan. Most people sided with Jordan. And just because, like, they said, well, he's got $600 million, and why rock the boat? And I said, but why rock the boat? First of all, you were called out in something you don't want to be involved in.
Sure.
You don't want to. You shouldn't even be involved. I'll give you that.
Sure.
Shouldn't even be involved.
Sure.
But you're involved, and guess what? You live in the world with the rest of us. $600 million. And, if you want to say that you're the guy, you're this legendary status, I think you got to keep earning it. I think in a way you got to.
But not only that, you have enough money to afford,
right,
to be able to tell people where
to go and how to get there. What does he care?
Michael Jordan's a disappointment. Period.
He's
a disappointment.
Now he's always been sort of a guy that was not super limelight. Obviously, he did the endorsement stuff. He did the movie stuff.
Well,
but
he says Republicans buy sneakers too. Whatever the hell that means.
What does that mean?
What does that even? No one's saying, hey, mount an offensive against Republicans.
No.
But call out what's wrong.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if it's a Republican and Democrat, the man on the street, man on the moon.
Because saying that simplifies it.
Sure.
It oversimplifies what it is. Because this is not a political thing. This is about a systemic problem, right? The right and the wrong and all that.
Yes.
So the fact that he is too afraid to get involved, and he is someone that so many people from so many backgrounds have looked up to for so long, he missed it.
Yep.
He missed the opportunity.
Whiff. Yep.
And I can understand that not everybody wants the pressure. Not everybody, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to handle the pressure. Who knows what he's got going on?
Yeah.
But still, there you are.
Yep. And that's the best
and
you
at
can
the
do.
end of the day, what are you going to do? You're going to say that when the time came to say, when you had the opportunity to say something, you decided to say nothing.
You didn't.
I just think it's very disappointing.
Yeah.
And especially in this era where black athletes there's this whole scrutiny around all this. of who's allowed to say what and when. And no one says this guy has to be the spokesperson for a whole culture or a whole political view or a whole whatever.
Of course not.
But let's talk about one item at a time. It's one thing.
Yeah, imagine that.
He could have said, you know what? Don't drag me into this. I think he's doing the right thing. That's all it would have been.
Mm-hmm.
It's a middling political response. He's the one that made it political because he said nothing. He gave the politician's answer.
It's true.
So history, I don't think, will shine very brightly on Jordan. And I think, there's this debate. Who's the best? LeBron, Jordan. It's always back and forth. If LeBron is remembered as this greatest athlete in basketball, it may just be because of what he did in the social arena.
I love that. That's a fact.
And you know what? He deserves it.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to LeBron for all of his efforts, and shout out to Titus O'Neil for all of his efforts. Again, here's a person who is doing it, not because somebody wants to prop him up to do it either. He's doing it because he knows it's the right thing to do.
There's a lot of people, I think, celebrities, if you did a little digging, that you'll find, go do that kind of thing, and they don't want any, and it's just like, hey, I've got the platform, I got the cash. Yeah. Let me do what I can. I feel like I would do that.
Well, of course.
I feel like you would do that. I feel like, again, when you've lived through it, when you've come up with it, you know what I mean? You know who doesn't do it? The Trump family. Yeah. They can't be bothered because they don't get it.
Yeah.
They didn't grow up in a single.
Well, it's hard to relate to those who you don't want to relate to.
And that's
you know what I mean?
Wanting to relate is different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If you want to relate to somebody, you will.
You will.
Bill Gates wants to relate to people.
Well, Bill Gates had to work for a living.
Yeah. Well, that's a good
and
point.
he had majestic success.
Yeah.
Because it was like, boom.
Yep.
But he still worked for. He was still in the garage. He still had to sit there and do it.
It's true.
He had to do it.
It's true. Yeah.
So, LeBron has to go do it. He doesn't just show. I mean, as much as he'd like to sometimes say that it's just him.
Yeah.
He doesn't just show up, and put his sneakers on and then just win. Like there's training. There's a whole lifestyle that this guy lives, like any athlete does. So you got to do it. It doesn't make any sense otherwise.
No, not at all. Just like it doesn't make any sense that I've been putting up with you all day. So I'm gonna pull the plug on this here real quick.
Just when I start to have some really good points, you can't stand it, and you end the show.
Yeah, you're making it more about your brilliance, and we don't need that.
It's always about my brilliance, and someday you'll find that out. And with that said, take it away, Tony Schiavone.
Mr. Tony Schiavone, and we're desperately out of time on Duke Loves Wrestling.